2. We back at it. I know we haven't reacted to Fern in a little minute, but we got the insane story of Serbia's human slaughterhouse. Let's see.
On the outside, this house in Serbia looks like a regular apartment building.
Let me turn it
The
down.
kind you'd walk past without giving it a second glance.
Okay.
But if you step into the garage and slip through this tiny hidden hatch leading down into the basement, suddenly you're standing in an eerie white room. Well,
I just realized, I don't know why the name didn't click to me. Slaughterhouse. What the hell is going on?
white except for these small stains on the walls. The floor is covered with dark tiles, and at the back of the room stands a large machine.
What is that for?
This room is used by the Balkan Mafia.
Wait, is that like a grinder?
They kidnap their enemies and bring them here,
Oh, no.
allegedly torturing and killing them. But bodies are evidence, so they make sure there isn't any, reportedly with the help of an industrial meat grinder.
I think their motto was that if there's no body, there will never be possible to prosecute us.
This is the story of one of Europe's most notorious crime networks and their human slaughterhouse. Their alleged ties to Serbia's elites, and an ingenious takedown by relentless investigators.
Oh yeah, this gonna be a good one, boy. Get y'all popcorn ready. Let's lock in.
This discretion is advised. Crime in Serbia, as well as reporting by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project and the Serbian investigation portal Creek. Their work has been crucial in uncovering this story. You can find links in the description. Chances are you'd struggle to find Serbia on a map. It's a landlocked country, south of Hungary, next to Romania. Roughly 6.5 million people live here. Politically, it's run by the right-wing SNS party. Aleksandar Vučić has been president since 2017. On the streets of Serbia, the Balkan Mafia has a strong presence. Two clans play a major role, the Kavač and the Škaljari. Their story begins in a neighboring country.
Kotor is one of the most beautiful towns in Montenegro.
This is Stevan Dojčinović. He's the editor-in-chief of the Serbian investigative portal Creek.
They have really a huge old town, which is really nice, and it's a popular tourist area. And there's a lot of basically sailors that actually coming from this town.
In the 2000s, a single criminal group called the Kotor clan operated here. It was under the rule of drug lord Darko Šarić.
Okay.
For more than a decade, he controlled a significant share of the cocaine trade into Europe,
Cocaine.
until he was arrested in 2014. And after a cocaine deal went wrong in Spain, the group split into two clans, the Kavač and the Škaljari, named after two villages in the region. These two clans don't just operate in Montenegro.
Where
They're
else?
active across the Balkans and
Oh,
traffic
damn.
drugs all over
Oh.
Europe.
So basically the role of Balkan organized crime group is to transport big amounts of drugs
I about to say, yeah,
to Europe. And then usually they sell these drugs to
I
European.
already did a reaction to what was it, DMT or something? I think that was the drug. Yeah, we already know the drug stuff is big over there in what is it, Brazil, like South
They will not
America.
deal with distributions.
The Kavač and the Škaljari are locked in a violent conflict. This basically means they're hunting each other down.
I cannot even count it anymore, but it was definitely more than 100 murders
Damn.
were connected in this war of these two gangs. More than 100, definitely. And then in different countries, they found groups to join one another side. Like in Bosnia, some of the Bosnian criminal groups joined more like Škaljari, others joined the Kavač gang.
As a result, the conflict between the Montenegrin clans has spilled over
So I was
into
about to say
neighboring
this is just
countries.
spreading.
Croatia, Bosnia, Slovenia, and Serbia.
In Serbia, they were looking for like local Serbian allies. They found and as one of their most important allies in Serbia was this criminal group around Belivuk.
As you may have noticed, we've added this disclaimer to our videos. With generative AI on the rise, we want you to know there's a real team building these animations and researching and writing these stories.
Yeah, no, shout out to y'all.
We don't
for
think AI
not
should
using
ever
AI.
replace human creativity and
Yeah.
effort. In our view, if used correctly and prudently, it can simply be a useful supportive tool. Merlin AI is an all-in-one AI platform that gives users access to all major models in one subscription, including ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. Each has different strengths like coding or research.
Yeah, no, because
Normally,
AI is, bro, using up all the not using up, but like causing the price of PCs to go crazy because they gotta use water to cool down their stuff. But I'm like, Can they not use like, I don't know, dirty water? Like, does the water that they use have to be clean? Somebody inform me.
You'd have to pick one and live with its limitations. Merlin gives you access to all of them in one place. If you were to subscribe to each one individually, you'd end up spending $200+ a month. But with Merlin, you can get access to all of them at $19 a month. And with the exclusive 75% discount for our viewers, that drops to just $5 a month.
Why am I? See, that's the only thing about Fern. They know how to get you. Their videos be so entertaining that sometimes I don't even realize it's an ad. Let me go ahead and skip up. I be forgetting, man. Fern,
One
yo,
of them is Veliko
boy.
Belivuk. In 2016, he's a member of a hooligan group called Yanichari.
Watch this, be going, hooligan. Don't, sorry, I had to do it. I just came from reacting to BTS.
On the stadium of Football Club Partizan.
CCTV footage shows Belivuk and others beating the bodyguard of the director of FC Partizan. After Yanichari's leader is murdered, Belivuk takes over. According to the New York Times, he renames the group Principi because he acts on principle. But the name also carries an association with Gavrilo Princip, a nationalist whose assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria set off World War I. Over time, Belivuk transforms. He's no longer just a leader of hooligans.
He became one of the top allies of Kavac gang.
Principi begins to operate as a major outpost for the Kavac. In 2020, the war between the Kavac and the Shkoljari is still raging. Belivuk and his group play their part in the war on Serbian soil. And they come up with an idea, one that takes the violence to a whole new level.
What was that idea?
They start looking
the
for a place
Slaughterhouse?
to kill and destroy the
Oh,
evidence.
yup.
They found a house which was very close to the river, on the outskirts of the Belgrade.
This building will become their slaughterhouse. Inside, they set up a torture chamber.
What?
This
the
is where they'll
hell?
bring their victims, mostly members of rival gangs.
So it's really perfectly hidden. Inside of the house was like normal house. But if you manage to open this wall, then you have small corridor. And then what waits you under the stairs will be like a big room, which will be usually wrapped into the plastic, prepared for the murder, and with one chair. That's all. For me, more scary part than this was actually how they were like bringing victims. Most of these people actually lured inside of the house.
One of the victims is a man we'll call Luka Maric,
Okay.
not his real name. He's a leader of a rival partisan hooligan group and an important associate of a man called Filip Korac.
Now, Filip Korac is an important organized crime figure from the Serbia who sided with Shkader gang.
That means Luka has ties to the enemy. In August 2020, his wife is making dinner and feeding their two babies. Luka heads out to buy
And
guns.
they ambushed them?
He was afraid for his life that moment, so he kind of felt something could happen. He wanted to buy new guns, most likely in order to better protect himself.
According to the indictment, he meets a friend he trusts on a dirt road beside an empty field. Luka doesn't know it yet.
Don't
but
tell me
his
the friend
has betrayed him.
I knew it.
The meeting is a trap.
Wow.
Belivuk and his gang are waiting for him.
Their modus operandi will
that
be
something?
to find the person which is very close to you, which then they will make to shift the sides and start working with them. And then they will use somebody you trust to actually lure you. So this happened in this case.
They jump him, tie him up, and take him to the slaughterhouse.
Ain't that
Then
something?
they drag him inside, force him to unlock his phone, and go through his contacts.
Can't trust
The
nobody,
first moment he
boy.
understood that basically he's done.
According to the indictment, Belivuk and his gang begin to torture him. Afterwards, they behead Luka with an axe.
They use his blood to write on his back, Korac, which was kind of basically a message for his boss, Filip Korac.
Then Belivuk and his gang send a photo of the scene to Luka's boss.
Hold on, me.
One of the messages reads,
I'm replying to my YouTube
TikTok,
comments.
TikTok, this is how you'll end up. We'll catch you.
According to prosecutors, after that, Luka's body is cut into pieces and put through the industrial meat grinder.
That's what
The remains end up in bags and are dumped into the Danube.
River was the kind of final stage of dismantling the body, which started inside of the house when they were basically chopped the bodies and grind them through this machine until they literally become, let's say, liquid in a way,
Ew,
because then this
wow.
liquid basically throwing in the river,
that's
which
the-
fishes
oh.
eat. So literally, there was not even like small bone, anything that could be found.
Wow.
Then the bags, along
Right.
with the victim's clothes and belongings,
They grinded human remains up into a liquid type. That's crazy.
are burned.
Like usually, like people like you know they chop up bodies, and like mutilate bodies, then like toss them somewhere to never be found. Grinding up a body is a whole another level of insanity, because you're really trying to get rid of the evidence.
They decide to run the slaughterhouse because they believe that's the most efficient way to kill people and not leave the traces. In the end, the whole thing was about efficiency and hiding any traces. And actually it was efficient in a way that till today no body was recovered. I think their motto was that if there's no body, there will never be possible to prosecute us.
Luka is neither the only nor the last alleged victim of Belivuk and his group. Zdravko Radojevic was lured in a similar way, with the promise of buying a gun. The prosecutor claims he also ended up in the meat grinder.
Oh man.
And then there's Milan Lapoja.
Milan Ljapoja was the highest level criminal who was killed in the slaughterhouse. He was like some old school mafia guy.
He first made headlines in 2007. Back then, he was part of a group of notorious jewel thieves known as the Pink Panthers.
It's like the group that Hollywood movies were made about.
Their Dubai job, the Wafi Mall heist, was legendary. In just 170 seconds, they stole millions in jewelry and sped off.
170 seconds?
Interpol eventually caught up with them. DNA evidence linked Lapoja to the heist. He was ultimately arrested and sentenced to 9 years in prison. After that, he returned to his hometown in Serbia and got in bed with the Škaljadi clan. By 2020, he had a new job.
He took role in one attempt to murder the leader of Kavač gang, Radoje Zvicer, in Ukraine. He was shot a couple of times, but he managed to survive.
Lapoja was allegedly involved in planning the attempted killing. Now the Kavač clan wants revenge. Like Luka, Lapoja feels threatened. He starts looking for extra protection and considers buying an armored car. Belivuk and his gang hear about that and lure him into a trap.
And they call him to come to this house in Ritopek.
Was that the slaughterhouse?
Instead of buying a car, he too ends up in their torture room.
Damn.
And it's interesting how he reacted. So he was down in this chamber. He saw they came with the axe to chop him. He reacted in a way like, well, what do you do? He said, like, this is very bizarre. I'm not for this kind of stuff. Like he said, I'm for like, we can do fist fighting, we can shoot with the guns, but
I'll probably be on the same, any type of other way to get out. I ain't gonna lie, getting chopped or getting like stabbed, I just feel like it's way more brutal than getting shot. And fingers crossed, prayers up, you feel me? I don't have to experience either, but like,
this thing, no. And this is really interesting.
It's a much longer process.
Because you can see
where you have to endure the pain.
Big difference between his older generation, these new young guys were like kind of very much brutal even.
Stevan calls Belivuk and his group a millennial mafia, a generation of criminals that doesn't just kill but turns violence into a spectacle. And though Lapoja fights for his life, there's no escape. But how do we know all of this? Time to talk about Sky.
No. It's another ad, isn't it? Is this an ad?
Sky Global was founded in Canada in 2008.
I don't know
the company
if this
runs
is
an
useful
encrypted
information
messaging
or not.
network, and it sells phones that come with this ultra
your nickname, which you create.
messenger
Oh, no,
Sky
that's it.
is
Okay.
shut down
All
by
right.
the authorities.
I thought it was an ad. It's related to the video. Okay.
The camera, microphone, and GPS are all disabled in Sky phones. The encrypted messenger Sky ECC is hidden inside the calculator app.
What?
Users access it by entering a specific code.
Oh, snap.
And then you use your nickname, which you create,
That's crazy.
to communicate with other nicknames through this Sky network. So it was basically way how basically criminals can speak.
You can choose for your messages to automatically delete. If the phone isn't used for a certain period of time, it'll erase itself. There are also features like a panic password and a kill switch. The phones can be accessed remotely to instantly wipe all data from them. The company is so confident in its privacy protections that it offers $5 million to anyone who can break their encryption within 90 days.
Damn.
Sky phones are perfect for people who value privacy above all else. And they're quite popular with criminals. You can't just walk into a store and buy one.
I was about to say,
They're
like, how
distributed through a
easy is
complex network of distributors and lower-level resellers.
Yeah, I was about to say, how easy is it to get your hands on one of these?
This man, known as the Smiling Butcher, claims he was one of them.
I'm about to say, because if you could just walk into any store and just get they have a bigger problem on their hand because it's going to be too much to like really break down on.
So he literally worked for the Sky company and
Oh,
selling
so it's an insider. That makes sense. Okay.
their phones.
How most things
It's
happen.
unclear whether he worked for Sky Global in any official capacity, but he's the tech guy for Bellevuk's Principi hooligan group, and he makes sure they conduct their business via the Sky network. Bellevuk and his henchmen share messages and photos in group chats on Sky ECC. They think they're safe, but they aren't. In the late 2010s, police find more and more Sky phones in the hands of criminals, so they begin investigating the network behind them. Authorities in the Netherlands and France discovered that the global Sky communications network mainly runs through two servers. They're both located in a data center of the hosting company OVH in northern France.
In this,
French authorities install an
Sorry,
IP tap on the servers to monitor their traffic.
there we go.
The traffic is encrypted, so they can't read messages yet. But analysts find a way to copy the server's memory. Through that, they obtain an encryption certificate. Using that certificate, French, Belgian, and Dutch authorities develop a method to decrypt Sky ECC's communications. This allows them to read the user's messages. In 2021, a joint team of European law enforcement agencies gets to work. They spend several weeks reading Sky chats in real time. It's a rare moment. To them, it feels like standing outside in the dark, peeking inside a house, when suddenly, someone turns on the lights. More than that, it feels as if they're suddenly sitting at the dinner table with the criminals. The authorities intercept approximately 1 billion messages. According to law enforcement, about 170,000 Sky phones are registered worldwide. Each month, roughly 70,000 users actively communicate on the platform. Some are located in the Americas, but most are in Europe. About a quarter of all active users are based in Belgium and the Netherlands. Many of their messages, police say, cluster around one specific place, the port of Antwerp. We've already made a video about how Antwerp's port has become Europe's main gateway for cocaine.
I remember this video.
And how cartels recruit miners to break into containers
Yep.
and retrieve
We checked
drugs.
this one out. I
But
think
a
I
lot
got the
of
video
other messages
uploaded,
the
if I'm not
authorities
mistaken.
read come from an
I think
entirely
was that the one about DMT? I don't know if that was the one about DMT or not, but I definitely remember reacting to that.
different region.
He said, "Hey
ball.
Dave, did you watch the Summer Game Fest? Did you know the last Ronin that was intended to release is not a happy?" I have to check it out.
They also stumble upon the communications of Bellevuk and his gang, and what they uncover is horrifying. The prosecution has collected the nicknames that the criminals used in the app.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
In one of the chats, Bellevuk, using his nickname Soprano, writes,
Okay.
I can't wait to strangle him.
What the hell?
and
See, honey? Mexico in the middle of Belgrade.
even when he's not around, he seems to be asking his men to describe the torture at length.
Don't skip those juicy details for me.
What type of? This man's an idiot. I mean, he sounds like an informant that, like, you know, doesn't know how to properly do his job. Why do you want all the details? But he's just telling on himself.
In the chats, Soprano approves kidnappings and killings with short messages.
We're for it.
He must have thought that nobody was ever going to be able to trace anything back to him.
The smiling butcher writes,
He has already lost a finger and is badly ruined. But the idiot thinks he will get out. I've already skinned him well.
and
Boom. Mar hits him in the head. He got a brutal beating by that,
Oh,
bro. He was
really?
already seriously unconscious. Afterwards, bro, he was all black. He didn't resist much, didn't cry, nothing. He was in terrible shock.
the authorities see all the pictures the gang shares
Yeah.
in their chats. Screenshots of Bitcoin transfers to pay off hitmen, fake identity documents, bundles of cash, weapons, shipments of cocaine, and disturbing photos of torture.
They took
Police can see all this evidence because Bellevuk and his gang didn't delete the photos.
dummies.
Because, you know, the Sky is a system every month basically cleans everything. So in order to save these photos, in the end of the month, they were always sending them to somebody from inside of the gang.
Dummies.
Just to keep them
Look at this.
saved. So they really wanted to keep these messages.
Y'all wanted to keep messages on an encrypted site that literally had a system in place so you don't get caught. Delete the message every 30 days. Y'all wanted to keep those messages.
It's weird, but in a way, how they found the house, how they built the house, with this secret corridor, how the careful was not to leave any traces, that they did everything like so carefully there, and they were
And listen, I'm not trying to give nobody any advice. This is why you can never be too careful with anything that, I mean, you can never be like too sure with anything that you do. You think, oh yeah, they ain't gonna be able to catch me. They ain't gonna, nah, I didn't cover my tracks. You should never, because when you get too comfortable, More than likely, you done left something behind. You done left a clue behind.
Like taking and saving these photos was major evidence, and that's kind of really interesting element to the whole thing.
French authorities informed the Serbian police about the chats. As a result,
Dave does not condone crime. No, for sure. We definitely got to put that disclaimer. I do not condone. Listen, I'm against anything like this, but like I'm just on the side of, how do I say, common sense. You know.
Belivuk and part of his gang are arrested. They're charged with criminal association, multiple aggravated murders, drug and arms
trafficking.
But
they deserve everything that they're about to get handed to them.
Kidnapping, and rape. Hundreds more alleged criminals are arrested in other raids across Europe. In Belgium,
just putting that out there for sure.
More than 100 people are convicted in the country's biggest drug trial ever. Sky Global's CEO, Jean-François Ypes, and former distributor Thomas Herdman were indicted in both the U.S. and France. In the U.S., Ypes and Herdman are accused of knowingly and intentionally participating in a criminal enterprise that facilitated drug trafficking. In a statement and in an interview with Motherboard, the CEO said that law enforcement was trying to vilify anyone who pushed back against unwarranted surveillance. According to him, the encrypted chat platform existed for one reason: to protect the fundamental right to privacy. After the arrests, the police searched the house in Riedepec. They entered the garage, climbed through the hidden hatch, opened the door, and found evidence of the bloodbath that took place there. The industrial meat grinder, a groove cut into the tiled floor running from one side to the other, several stains on the walls, on the door, next to a radiator, on the tap, and on the light switches. The smiling butcher cut a deal with the authorities.
What
Based
deal?
on his testimony and the DNA found in the room, authorities believe that at least 7 people were killed in the slaughterhouse.
It was more,
the arrest
wasn't
of
it?
Belivuk and his group was celebrated as a major victory for the Serbian authorities.
Hell yeah.
And it also caught the attention
These
of
people,
politicians.
these people were menaces.
Danas smo razgovarali o razbijanju kriminalne bande Belivuk Miljković i sa velikim ponosom mogu da kažem da je ova banda razbijena.
Dakle, ono što je naša poruka. S ovom bandom smo završili.
The Serbian president seemed very pleased that Belivuk and his gang had been arrested. Yet he himself is accused of having enabled figures like Belivuk to operate under quiet protection for years.
What? I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of these governments are corrupt, so.
In 2006, Montenegro broke away from Serbia after a popular vote. The Serbian government under President Tadic followed reformist center-left policies. But ever since Aleksandar Vučić became president in 2017, he's been running the country more like an autocracy.
Okay.
Freedom of expression is limited. Corruption is rampant. The growing frustration with the government has fueled repeated protests over the years. At the beginning of Vučić's first presidency, demonstrations against dictatorship erupted. A year later, another wave
What
of protests
the
followed
heck?
after an opposition
Golly.
politician was brutally attacked by a group of hooded men. In 2023, a school shooting sparked the Serbia Against Violence protests. And in 2024, the canopy at a freshly renovated train station in Novi Sad collapsed, killing 16 people.
And the reason for this is corruption, because of the corruption, everything was badly done.
The train station was meant to showcase Serbia's progress, but instead became a symbol of everything going wrong in the country. Huge student-led protests aimed directly at Vučić's government erupted across the country. The authorities responded with violent crackdowns. In the year after the tragedy,
89
more
attacks
than
on
80 journalists were
Golly.
physically attacked. Vučić doesn't hesitate to deploy police forces against anti-government protesters. But according to Stevan, he's also using
Organized crime figures which he's bringing against the protesters. We have government who basically cooperates with organized crime.
Cooperates with
It's
organized crime.
2017, 2 years before they used the slaughterhouse. A murder shakes
Oh, what the? My bad.
Serbia's capital, and Belivuk is caught up in it. The police arrest him and seize his phone.
And they found very interesting WhatsApp messages inside.
These chats end up in the hands of journalists who start digging through them. They revealed that Belivuk has some powerful contacts.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Who's
They
in?
found that
Ooh, boy, who else going down? We know with some powerful names in there.
actually
Who else?
Belivuk in that time was in direct contact with one really important member of Serbian gendarmerie.
That's a specially trained paramilitary
Oh,
unit within
wow.
the Serbian police.
This is his photo from army, but from army he moved to the police and he became one of the top persons in Serbian gendarmerie. And they were like daily, every day communicating. And we see from the messages basically he was approving and advising Belivuk what to do. Belivuk will say, I need to go after these guys. And he say like, no, keep quiet or do this, do this.
This member of the Serbian gendarmerie, according to the messages Creek has seen, effectively acted as Belivuk's superior. And from him, the trail led further up the chain.
This gendarme guy, this police guy was informing about everything a person he calls Diana. Diana Krkalovic was general secretary of Serbian police, which means after the minister,
I was about to say,
was number 2 in the
yeah,
police.
that's crazy. That's heavy government like help that they're getting. It's not even like just like from a lower rank. This like top rank government
According
help
to
that they're
Stevan,
getting.
this top secretary of the police was informed about everything the police officer in Belivuk discussed.
The hell?
But it doesn't end there.
When
What
something
else?
really important is to decide, a police officer will say that besides Diana, also the boss and big boss are informed.
Who else?
They never mention who boss and
That's
big boss
what I'm
are.
saying.
But following the logic of hierarchy, boss can only be like Minister of Police, which was Najboša Stefanovic, and big boss could be just President Vučić, who was top of everything.
Belivuk himself later testified that his gang was organized for the needs and by the order of Aleksandar Vučić.
Through his testimony, Belivuk explained all the favors that he was doing to the government and actually telling why it's important for the Serbian government always to have control over these football hooligan groups.
According to Belivuk, his gang would intimidate anti-government protesters. During football games, they would stop fans from chanting against the president.
Also, when Vučić making his own protests, he will bring hooligans to have bigger number in there. So literally government
So does he think that's really gonna help them out
was
though?
using them some sort of
Like,
like
does he think that's a good enough
street
argument?
force.
The president denies all the allegations
Yeah,
and says
like-
he never met Belivuk.
I was about to say, like, come on now. You think the president is going to admit to having any like relations with y'all or connections with y'all?
What we believe that happened is that when the French police entered the Skyphones and when they found all these pictures and videos of the violence, torturing, dismantling bodies, that and when the Serbia was informed, we believe that President Vučić understood that he cannot any longer work with the Belivuk group.
Yeah.
Because he understood this is like become international issue is big.
You think he
so
wanted
for
to
this
get tied in
reason,
with
we
that?
believe that eventually he basically
Let's be
arrested
real.
Belivuk gang.
Belivuk and parts of his gang are off the streets, at least for now. But the system that backed them is still in place. Police officials that instruct thugs and work closely together with them. And a president who's accused of using hooligans to silence his people. So far, almost no politicians or police officers have been brought to court in connection with this case.
President who controls the whole police, prosecution, everything, and in these terms, it's not possible that you have top officials to be prosecuted.
Here in the center of Belgrade is the Serbian president's office.
And in front of his office is one big park. And it was a really nice park before, but what he president did, he created some sort of camp there, and inside our camp, where he brought a lot of these criminals.
Stevan and his team at Creek identified many of them as members of organized crime.
Okay.
People with long police records of violence and drug smuggling. And according to Stevan, the president uses these criminals as guards of a sort in front of his office.
So the protester can never really come very close to him.
We asked the Serbian president for a statement, but didn't receive a response.
So the whole point is the Belivuk group is out, but I mean the modus is still
I was
there.
about to say, like,
And until we have this sort of government now and our president on power, nothing will
I was about
change.
to say, yeah, nothing is really changing. Like,
He always bringing these guys. He
I was
will
about to say, because the president is clearly doing nothing to. I mean, because he's benefiting from them doing what they're doing. He's benefiting from the organized crime. So like, all they did was put it, damn near just put it underneath a different name.
Irish organized crime
Same person, different name.
structures helping them because he also have this value from them because they will protect him.
Yeah. Let me see what the comments think about this. All disclosure directly into an ad. Yeah, boy. Honestly. Imagine having an ad sponsor so bad that the comments are more concerned about it. It's been so long that I feel I can say this. My family was involved in removing corruption from tobacco industry in Hong Kong as well as several countries in Southeast Asia back in the mid 90s, early 2000s. Heads wound up in Singapore Harbor with other parts found in what the hell? Vietnam. Several disappeared, never to be seen again. However, RJR wanted corruption removed company wide. They had several factories in Russia. We were told Russia and Serbia were next. That's when we got out. No one was dumb enough to try and take on any of these guys. They had a fault. Where also trucks go missing, and they just had to take it, equipment dismantled overnight, and security wouldn't call cops. I don't blame them. Those are the types of guys that would show up, take your whole family. Oh my gosh. Damn. What the hell? That's crazy. I was about to say, that's why I like reading the comments, because like it'd be like random people that like be affected by the same thing that they're talking about on the music video. And sometimes I get more information from the comments than I do the video. That's crazy. Hey boy. I mean, these corrupt governments, man, they all the same, bruh. Hey, YouTube, I hope y'all enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. See y'all boys and girls in the next one.